Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Brett James back again with another video, and today, man, we're going to be breaking down my NBA All-Star Western Conference roster that I would select if I had to pick and choose. I'll be going through the starters and the reserves as well. But hey, man, let's stop wasting time and let's hop right into this video, though. My front court's going to include Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, and then my back court's going to include Steph Curry and Damian Lillard. Originally, I had Luka Doncic, but Portland's in the playoff hunt, and Dallas really isn't. I mean, the season is still yet far from over. But let's get started with a guy like Kawhi Leonard, a guy averaging 27, 6, and 5. Still one of the best 3-and-D players in the game, the best if you ask me. Coming in at number 2 in the All-Star spot, LeBron James. That's a no-brainer, still the best player in basketball. I'm not even going to get into that. Then Nikola Jokic. The Nuggets, I think, have taken a little bit of a dip this year, even though Jokic is still playing at an MVP level, a top 3 MVP candidate this year, if you ask me. Nikola is definitely deserving of that spot, and I like him to be a starter in the front court in the Western Conference. Then in the backcourt, you got Steph Curry, another guy who's an MVP prolific offensive player in the game right now, and he's playing even better than his 2016 MVP year, if you ask me. Forgetting the fact that they don't have Klay Thompson, Steph Curry's really stepped it up this year, and he rightfully deserves to be in that MVP conversation. Right now, I'd have him on the outskirts of the top 5, probably at number 6 in terms of MVP conversation, but Steph is playing phenomenal, and he deserves that spot. And then, like I said, with a guy like Damian Lillard, Portland is in the playoff race as we speak. Dallas, not so much. And that's no discredit to a guy like Luka Doncic whatsoever, but Damian Lillard is a proven guy in this league year in and year out, and he steps up. Give me Damian Lillard starting. Now, on to my reserves. I got Anthony Davis. Even though it has been a little bit significant, Anthony Davis is still a top 5 player in my eyes in the NBA. He's got to get back to his full strength and form, and I'm not worried about early season Anthony Davis struggling. Once they get to the playoffs, Anthony Davis is going to be fine, and he's still going to be the great player that he is offensively and defensively. And speaking of offensively and defensively, the next 3 guys I'm going to name off are all for the Utah Jazz. Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, and Mike Conley. The Jazz currently right now, as I'm recording this video on February 13th, still have the best record in basketball, the number 1 record in the Western Conference. Have won 17 of their last 18 games. Their only loss coming to the Denver Nuggets after that 11-game win streak. And the Jazz are top 5 in offensive and defensive efficiency, a top 2 3-point shooting team in the NBA, and number 1 in point team differential in terms of winning. This Jazz team has been balling out. Donovan Mitchell being the leader of this team, Rudy Gobert having the most impact on this team, averaging 14, 13, and 3 blocks still a game. And then a guy like Mike Conley, who's been one of the biggest all-star snubs his entire career, one of the best guys in NBA history to have never made an all-star game. He's looking like he's back to his form when he was back in Memphis, back in the days with Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph with that team. Mike Conley's been playing phenomenally. He actually even has a better PER than a guy like a Donovan Mitchell at 19.9. Mike Conley has proven his worth, and he is the Mountain Mike that Utah and Quinn Snyder was looking for in the system. On to the next guy, Luka Doncic. Like I said, Dallas is not so much in the playoff hunt, even though the season is far from over. Luka is still a top 10 player in this game, probably the face of the next generation of waves of basketball in the NBA, and he will continue to ascend. He's still such a young player, and I'm excited to see what Luka Doncic can do. I would have him starting over Dame if they were winning more games, but because that's not the case, I've got Luka there as well. On to the next guy, Devin Booker. Devin Booker has taken a little bit of a dip this year. I have seen a significant drop off just because in terms of the expectations that were placed on a guy's shoulders like a Devin Booker. His efficiency has gone down just a notch, but he's still averaging 24 and 4 on this Suns team. And this is the first time he's really been in a situation where Devin Booker can say that he's in a playoff scenario with a guy like Chris Paul. Chris Paul's, of course, going to be a great veteran leadership with a guy to mentor like a Devin Booker, and that's no discrediting Devin whatsoever. Still one of the best shooting guards in the league, but I like Devin Booker making that spot. And then my last spot's got to be Paul George, one of the best regular season guys year in and year out. We saw back in OKC when he was playing with Westbrook, he was a top 3 MVP candidate. I wouldn't even consider Paul George not even a top 10, not even a top 15 player in the NBA right now, but he's still a 50, 40, 90 guy, rightfully so. But every year he continuously has a drop off in the playoffs, to put it plain and simple. Hopefully he can turn that around. Paul George is a great guy. He was battling shoulder surgery and a lot of mental health health awareness, excuse me. So it'd be nice to see Paul George get back into form, and he rightfully has been playing very well in the regular season. Let's see what him and Kawhi can do the rest of the way. But hey man, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know, what did you guys think of my official roster of the Western Conference? My next video is going to be the Eastern Conference. Let me know, who do you guys think got snubbed, if anybody did? I know a lot of people were saying Chris Paul should have made it over a guy like Mike Conley, or Christian Wood should have made it over a guy like Mike Conley, even De'Aaron Fox. And look, I can understand the argument for all of these guys, but I think Conley deserves it after everything he's been through in his career, never making an All-Star game. He's one of the biggest it factors on this Utah Jazz team, and Mike Conley is on the #1 team in basketball currently. I think you've got to reward winning to an extent versus a guy like a Christian Wood or a De'Aaron Fox, not taken away from Chris Paul, but that's besides the point though. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe down below. I'm going to link to all my socials as well, and my collab sports account with Lunchbox. Make sure you guys go follow and support down below. I'm going to leave all the links in the description as well. Like I said, if you like, share, and subscribe, it only takes a moment and it helps me and the channel out a lot. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much, and I'm out, boys. Peace!